Welcome to your source for research, innovation, news, insights, and commentary. This is your Research Business Daily Report, where we're sponsored today and this week by Socratic Technologies, whose proprietary tools and methodologies tackle marketing complexities so that you can make more confident business decisions. Connecting individuals' attitudes with their behavior has been a long-sought research connection, and a lot of researchers have taken their best shot at tying the two together. In the last few years, market research agency Conquest in the UK has been the recipient of 11 nominations, commendations, and prizes for its continuing efforts to improve research. It's fair to say that innovation is part of Conquest's DNA. 2 weeks ago, Conquest Managing Director David Penn released his latest research contribution. It's called Implicix. It ties attitude and behavior together, thank you very much, but in addition it adds emotional understanding to the traditional rational. And as if that isn't enough, Implicix integrates behavioral economics and cognitive linguistics. We Skyped with David about his 5-year quest and 6 months of very, very intensive effort that finally have led to the introduction of Implicix.
Implicix digs that little bit deeper. You've got this system in your mind, which Kahneman calls System 1, which is automatic, it's fast, it's unreflective. What Implicix does is dig into that. It's to get at the emotional side of brands and advertising. It's to get at those fast automatic responses that essentially come from the emotional center of your brain.
What is lacking in the traditional method of trying to understand advertising messaging?
Where would you like me to start? I guess, in a word, emotion. The bit that conventional advertising testing really is very poor at is measuring emotion and measuring implicit response. And those are the two tasks we've set ourselves. Damasio taught us that essentially our actions are driven by our emotions. Emotions don't follow actions, they precede it. Kahneman told us that most of our thinking is actually automatic, it's fast and unreflective, and the difficult bit of our thinking is a slow bit, that's the conscious bit. And Jerry Zaltman, I think, really pointed up the whole power of metaphor and the power of metaphor to help us understand emotional response. So that's really the stuff that we got from those guys.
Okay. So give me an example of the metaphorics and how that works in this context.
Okay, well, you'd start in a survey, you'd choose an avatar to represent yourself. The avatar would drop onto a sofa, and on that sofa would be a representation of a brand. You'd move your avatar towards or away from that brand to show us how you feel about it. And the point is, the metaphor there is intimacy is closeness.
Do you inject competitive brands to have a point of differentiation between the one you're testing and its competition?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do that. We measure the competitors and your brand, and that's the whole purpose, really, to try and give you a benchmark for you to understand how engaged people are with your brand versus competitors.
Okay. David, apparently Heinz and eBay have worked extensively with you and have also allowed you to talk about some of the things you've done with them. So in brief, and I'll ask this as a two-part question. Part one, talk to us about what you were able to do with Heinz.
Small things, but small things count enormously. What we were able to show was that this ad actually did a very good job at moving three things: healthy, nutritious, and generous. Now, the ad was for baked beans. Now, given Heinz's positioning in this country, those are three great attributes to be leveraging. Now, the problem is when we did the conventional test, almost nothing moved versus the control.
And how about on eBay's part?
Well, with eBay, we saw a whole range of things coming through implicitly that we couldn't have seen explicitly. And it was a lot to do with the personality of eBay. The problem is, if you ask people to describe eBay, they tend to say very obvious things like it's modern, it's technological, it's innovative. But we found out that it had a winning, an honest, and actually very empathetic personality.
It seemed to me that you're bringing together the attitude and the behavioral, which in my 20 years in research is one of the holy grails. Do I get this correctly?
Well, we hope so. Yeah, because I think we are really trying to sort of plug into the mother lode here, which is why do people do stuff? And as you say, get that link between attitude and behavior. Now, those guys, Damasio, Kahneman, etc., they tell us why people do stuff. And they say it's because of their emotions and their implicit associations in mind. You get into that, you get into the emotional mind, you get into the implicit mind, you're going to understand why people do things.
Thank you, David, for your time and what we all hope is a research industry game changer. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by Socratic Technologies, whose proprietary tools and methodologies tackle marketing complexities so that you can make more confident business decisions. The Soctech.com homepage for Socratic Technologies can tell you a lot about why this company is second to none as far as quality and dependability. Have a great research day, and we'll see you all back here with us tomorrow.